We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond. Out of the tunnel, these folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball. Whip. Hey. Ready.
They'll try the left side. Davison. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9.
Go.
Back to throw here. Sliding out of the pocket. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
On the ready.
Watch the slant. Watch tight end.
80 weapons. Hey, Delta.
Check Mike. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Right up.
Now the first carry for Bush. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 14 yards there on a Buccaneer first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
We go set. 60 yards. Go.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you.
2nd and 13. This is complete to Hawkins. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Let's go now. 10-2 stop.
All day.
Shoot.
Back to throw. He's able to find Hawkins. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, it should open up his running game, too. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throw left side complete. It's Hawkins. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Here we go, here we go. Topper, topper.
Joker. Back. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
They'll hand it off to Bush. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one.
On the double.
Coming, baby. Woo!
Gone. Lee Griffin.
Trying to punch it across with Bush. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, high 7.
Check pass. Check Mike, 9.
Go.
2nd and 3. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
This Bears defense trying to hold on. This is 3rd and goal. They'll try and run for the first with Bush. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Pull it high.
Check 9. Under 10. 10.
5. Yo, cheetah.
2nd and 6. Looking left side, he's got it complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago.
16 yards. And the Bears first down.
Ready.
59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Squeeze, squeeze, double, double.
On first down, Cameron will be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
We own them.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. And he is the NFC reigning offensive player of the week. You got to think, all the guys that take the field each and every week, that's not an easy award. Always has to feel good to grab it.
It has to feel great because it separates you, at least for a week, amongst your peers. And for him to separate again, he has to have the same type of a game. That means being explosive off the line of scrimmage and catching everything that comes his way.
On third down, Davison. And he's got this down to the 35. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Ready up.
59. Mike, 59. Run. Do.
Look at me. Score. Hurry. Snap.
They'll run on first down. Davison. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Well, they've been practicing goal line offense all week. Let's see if they're able to capitalize here.
Pull together. He's crossing.
Leo. Look at me. Zipper.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Bears have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Now, loose football. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Bears.
Hey, whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble recovery? Everyone's into taking it the other way and trying to create points themselves, aren't they?
Well, they are, and now a terrific opportunity inside the 5. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense. But when you turn it over, it changes momentum. And when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
On first down, it's Bush. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
General West.
On second down now, it's Hawkins. And his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Yep.
Watch the slant. Motion. Go, Mike 51.
Looking to throw. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
This is fielded at the 7. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Breaks the tackle, he's got room to run. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
18 on the play. First down, Chicago.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10.
Hey, orbit.
Now back to throw. He'll buy some time right. He'll try and run it. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's short. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Here we go. 15, Ronnie. 15 line.
Mike, check. 59. Get that quarterback, D-line.
Go.
Quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
Hey, lock it. Get it.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? They'll try the right side with Bush. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. They try and run on first down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Down. 30 base.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some.
Hey, Charlie.
Come out here. Come get some. He don't want it. Hey, Mike 51. Mike 51.
But, squeeze. Joe, faster.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hawkins. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Set. 60 Pittsburgh.
Come on, boy.
Hey, seam 6. Ready?
They'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Barnes. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
5.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gregory. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Hey, let's go. Come. They're going to need some therapy after this.
Hey, exit.
Mike 51. Switch.
Let's go.
He'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Pick your game up.
Hey, Wahoo!
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
2nd and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando, there standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback. And it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance? Like nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
X3, 218, chopper. Go.
Back to mine. I got him.
They'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Kill.
Team spell.
Kill. Turn up.
Hey, Alpha. Speed grip.
On play action, they'll throw. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
There. Go.
Check. Showing it.
They'll run on first down. Davison, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Watch the screen.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Get wide.
Ready?
They'll keep it on the ground. Davison. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
And it's third down.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 18-yard line.
30 base. Hey, Sam off. Let's go.
They'll keep it in the hands of Bush. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's got his man on the comebacker. 8 yards, first down as they're able to convert.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Hey, shoot. Get it.
2nd and 11. Going to throw right side here. Complete. That catch. Good for 5. It's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
Hey, Haywood.
51 to Mike.
Snap.
He'll drop to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Switch.
Yo, go.
Tight go.
On first down, Cameron. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
At the 38-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Hey.
Bravo.
59's Mike. Check. 59. Watch the run.
Deep trip.
They'll look to throw here. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
They'll run on first down. Davison 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Second and 5. Eluding the pressure right. His throw caught at about the 5. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, a 22.
60 or 80 weapons.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year as the Bears push further out in front. The point after is good, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On first down, it's Bush. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Second and 11 at the 35-yard line.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
6-man. Check curls, check curls.
Hit it.
They'll set up a throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Back now in Tampa. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the 4th quarter. The Bucs on third down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5.
Five.
It's our time, guys. It's our time. Mike 51.
Two.
They'll set up to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Barnes. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Hey, Echo. Get it.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is incomplete. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position.
Set. 90 Wolf.
Check it back.
Check up. Now.
They'll run on first down. Davison. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. On second down, Cameron. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6.
22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber.
They'll keep it on the ground. Cameron. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on second and third. They won on two fronts there, so to speak, Charles. Not only do they stop him short of the first, they get him out of bounds and stop the clock.
Yeah, they won. The offensive guys lost because they wanted to stay in bounds and have that clock run or force you to use timeouts. Instead, the defense won, as you mentioned, on both fronts.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So they settle for just the 3. But clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off. But it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Go, go. Ready.
They're going to look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Barnes. 23 yards the pickup there. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Escaping the pressure right, and this one's incomplete.
I think you have to chalk that one up for the defense there. Someone right on the spot. Excellent coverage. Didn't leave him enough room to come down inbounds, even though he did catch the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
51. There's a party now. Go, Mike 51. Mike 51. Hey, let's calm down.
Hey, exit.
Hey, let's get this. Get this.
And that'll set them back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
64, reach.
Stop. 3 down. Check. Undercrush.
61, matchbox lights. Hey, wahoo. Let's go.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
51's the mic. 51's the mic. Here we go.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hard.
Watch the shit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
18. X3. 218. Chop.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 36-yard line.
Hey! Get it.
On 2nd down now. Cameron. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because it nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen. And you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
That's it, baby. We got
1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. See if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Recon, 132 fighter. I smell fear in that offense. Big dribble.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 47. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Blue draw Corkers. Out. Look at me. Zipper. Go.
And to give this time to the tailback.
I got you, boy.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a 2nd time.
Ready?
They'll keep it on the ground. Cameron. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Greystone travel.
They'll keep it on the ground. Cameron. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Kill.
Yeah.
Mike's 59.
Topper.
Woo-hoo. Check.
They'll keep it on the ground. Cameron, and he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. From the 2 now, second and goal. That one looks like he'll throw here. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
Ready, ready! 90 Wolf!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Dancing to his left. Toward the pylon, caught. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. I guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal.
Ready, go. Hurry, hurry. Shoot.
And he will be brought down well shy of the goal line. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Bucs defense, they'll celebrate the goal line stand. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Hey, Haywood.
We want it. Come to my world. Check Mike, not. Watch the run. Watch the run. It's south, baby. That's baby.
Now.
2nd and 2. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2.
Go. Bravo! Rock!
Back to throw. This is complete to Hawkins. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. So this one fairly well in the bag as they take over with a 1st and goal.
Not today.
Hey, Delta.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59. I got you, Pop. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59.
Go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 5-yard touchdown as the Bears push further out in front. Now the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears, and they were